I welcome you to another episode of Carpet Cleaning Guys Vlogs. So if you've been following along in this series, I'm using the Auric Orbiter. I did add my second handle to it. I'll show you that and where you can get it. I've got a little strap that I put on my cart and just kind of clip it in the cord there so that it doesn't drag when I'm pushing the cart. Got an extra battery, which I probably won't need. I've got my bucket, little collapsible 1 gallon bucket. This is cocaine. I'm just kidding. This is Green Dragon encapsulating powder. And this is your standard $1 bottle of 3% hydrogen peroxide. Now, you will find other channels talking about Sally's Beauty Supply. You can get 20 volume, 40 volume, 6%, 9%. But I've been doing this for many, many years, and I've been testing this $1 bottle out. You can see it's a 3%. I can't get it to focus, but anywho, 3% does fine. It works fantastic on organics. The Green Dragon is going to clean and encapsulate. I'm going to be pad capping, so there's no need for an after vacuuming. And here I have my Works. It's a HydroShot cordless sprayer. I believe it's a 20 volt. It's 20 volt? Yeah, 20 volt. I changed the hose. I put this hose, which is a vinyl hose, kind of like a rubbery. And then on the bottom, I pulled the filter off and put 3 of those just little washers for weight. And then the little radiator strap holds it in. Drop it in the bucket. If I had to do it again, I would get stainless steel so that they don't rust. But anyway, here's the additional battery, fully charged, ready to rock. I've got 7 individual units to do today. I'm just going to feature this unit. I'm showing these units just for the first few series, a lot of these, so that you can get an idea if you're new to the business or you want to supplement your income, whether you're younger and you would like a side hustle on the weekend or Social Security. Pointing out here, it's hard to tell on the camera. These are like an olive green carpet, and there's some kind of a substance. I don't know. It almost looks like it could be just from a dog, or maybe some spills. Not 100% sure. This unit is a 2x2 or a 2-bedroom unit. So there you go. I've already pre-vacuumed thoroughly. But take a look, and let me see if I can focus this. I don't know if you can you guys and girls see that? It's like, it almost looks like a soda spill, but I don't think it is. And then over there. So anyway, I've already tested a little tiny area of it with some of the hydrogen peroxide. You can kind of see in the middle, and it took it right out. So I'm going to add half of the bottle of hydrogen peroxide, so 50 cents worth, into the 1 gallon, along with 1 ounce or 1.5 ounces of Green Dragon. We got a ghost there, folks. And I noticed this. I pushed it around while I was vacuuming, so I'll pick that up out of the way. So anyway, you can pick up these accounts. You go in, you meet people in these businesses, management, maintenance people, and see who's doing the cleaning on the carpets. Here's your hydrogen peroxide. Like I said, it's open because I put a little bit on a rag just to test. There is the Green Dragon. Now I'm going to use half of that. Keep in mind, I am using one hand to film, so I'm not this discombobulated. Like that sponge laughing at me. So I'll get about half in there. I'll put a little more in just a minute. Your Green Dragon cleaning encapsulation solution, 0 soap, 0 residue, dries down to a brittle crystal, is available at ncapstore.com. That's ncapstore.com. So anyway, and then the hydrogen peroxide is $1 a bottle at your local Walmart. I know it's more expensive, people have told me, at Walgreens or CVS, stuff like that, the drugstores. They don't do as much volume. Now here I would typically just dump it out, but I'm going to use my stir because I'm using one hand to hold that camera. See if I can maneuver a little bit here. We'll get a couple scoops out. And this stuff goes a long way. You can get a 6-pound jar and just use 1 ounce. Some jobs, like this job, I could have used a lot less, just a ½ ounce, or probably even just the hydrogen peroxide. Now, if you don't have access to endcapstore.com, or you don't want to buy, online, you can go to your local Home Depot and get Odoban 3-in-1 carpet cleaner, carpet and upholstery cleaner. It is fantastic. It's a neutral pH cleaner. It won't leave any residues. Just mix according to the directions instead of using the Green Dragon. It's basically got a alcohol base to it and leaves no residue. It's a very, very good product. I've used that for years. In fact, I use their no rinse neutral floor cleaner when I do the wood floors here. Or they're not wood floors, they're engineered wood floors. They got that titanium oxide. So on the Works, I use the 40-degree angle spray. It kind of pictures it. If I'm doing stairs, I'll go down to the 25 degrees so that I can control the spray so it doesn't get all over the walls. And then there, it's got a shower feed, but mainly the 40 is what I usually use. I'll give you an idea how this thing sprays. Got to kind of prime it. I usually don't use this little bucket. I usually use my 5-gallon spray bucket. But I thought, since I was doing some training, I'll use the Auric Orbiter. I was going to use my swirly and just fill the bucket up and dump it in the tank. But I do love, you see I used that whole gallon in there. I do love the Auric. It just takes a little bit longer. But to be quite honest with you, I've been using it all week long in some of my bigger jobs that have stairs. And just kind of putting the headphones on, listening to some music and taking my time. It does a fantastic job. You got a side A and a side B. You can flip these over as you go. The pad is from Challenger. It's challengerop.com. Challengerop.com. And these are, I believe they're 13-inch or 14-inch. They're a 50-50 blend, so you got a polyester and a cotton. So for the smaller motors, the 50% polyester helps the machine to spin without any drag. And you really don't have to use what they call a glider. I'll get into that later. Here's your on-off switch. Just turn it on, you go to work, turn it off. Like I said, I put these handles, they're on Amazon. You look at Back Easy handle. Has its own Allen wrench tool, the 2 bolts. You can adjust it to any size. I like 2 of them because I found that when I was carrying it up the stairs with just the one, sometimes the handle would move and I'd hit the walls. So this way I can grab it with 2 handles. Plus I like, if you followed my channel in the past, my other channel, I've added things to this. I added a little a bottle onto it where I could put my spotter bottle in and a bunch of stuff. So I'm always trying to do what I think makes my job easier. I've also, on my other one, I have 4 of these machines now, a white one, 2 black ones, and this one. And I love them, they last forever. But on the other ones, I cut the cord about 6 inches right there below the handle, put a end on it so that I could just have a pigtail and I wouldn't have to wrap the cord up. But I soon found that I kind of like having the cord on here. There are some guys that will leave the cord partially wrapped if they don't need as much cord, like I could have done here. One such guy, I think it's BM Carpet Cleaning. He has a YouTube channel. Very helpful. He does a lot of house cleaning, soft wash, outside exterior house cleaning, wood floor cleaning, tile, carpet, and has a variety of different level machines all the way up to the most expensive. But he does feature a lot of the Auric Orbiter. So check out that channel. I've had a few people recently reach out, and I guess there used to be a couple guys that had an Auric Orbiter channel, and I'm not sure what happened, but I guess their videos have been taken down for some reason. So yeah, check out BM Carpet Cleaning. You can see I'm moving pretty methodically here, just going back and forth, and then staying in this first lane. Then what I'll do is I'll get to my end point and I'll turn to your left and I'll work my way to the wall. I'll do the closet, and then when I get all the way through, depending on how it looks, I may decide to flip the pad over and just reverse my way out the door, go over it a second time. You can vary, you can see these carpets are not that dirty. This is a kind of a high-end luxury condo units, and these people don't really trash the carpets, which is nice for me, and you want to look for those if you're getting into the business. You can see doing this with one hand, very simple. Just, you know, take your time. If you use side B and you look in and you think there's still more soil, you can get another pad. You can see that bump there. I'm in the Pacific Northwest. This is totally normal. I kind of hate using this particular condo to train because people think, oh no, he messed up the carpet. The humidity levels and the heat, and there's no air conditioning in here. These carpets are not glued down. They got a neoprene, like a foam backing on them. As soon as I pre-spray it, you could see that was even before I put the machine on it. So the machine's not aggravating the carpet and causing it to buckle up. It's the humidity. So, and then they'll stay that way until the carpet dries in about an hour, and then they just lay completely flat. You would never know I was in here, so don't worry. But the good thing for the training portion of this video is if you do a dental office or a commercial office or some non-glued down carpet flat like this, and that happens, you'll know that it's just normal. It'll go flat. Now there are some carpets, depending on the humidity levels, that could stay buckled for about 6 to 8 hours. No big deal. You can see how clean it came. There you go. Everything looks good. I'm not going to come back in and post-groom it. I have a brush if you want to brush everything uniform one direction so you don't see any distortion in the pattern. You could do that. Like I said, that'll go down. Now let's have a look at the pad. It shouldn't be too awfully filthy since this room was not that dirty. Grab my handle, put my foot on the edge of the pad, and it departs from the Velcro pad driver. Oh yeah. If I can get my camera angle there, there you go. So it did transfer a lot of the soil. Encapsulation process, when you pad cap, the solution sprayed down is loosening and suspending the soil for removal. You've already removed all the dry soil with a thorough vacuuming. That is a must. 70% of the dirt in carpet is dry particulate soil, so you want to get that out. So we'll head over here. I'm going to fill up the bucket, add the rest of my peroxide, do basically the same thing that you saw me do earlier. And then I'm going to do room 2. And we'll take a look afterwards. It'll take a little while. The peroxide is an oxidizer. So once that goes on the carpet, for the next few hours, it's going to continue to bleach out those stains. Not bleach out, but oxidize, kind of remove. That's the magic of hydrogen peroxide. Pour this on a pea stain, dog pea stain, and watch it disappear with time. It's crazy. You don't want to transfer the peroxide into a clear bottle because it's H2O2. And when the light hits it, the gases burst. That's what activates the peroxide. And then it becomes H2O, which is straight water. That's why it's safe for all carpet. You can gargle with it. It's not going to hurt anybody. Now, you want to be careful if you have silk or wool carpets. However, I have found the 3% peroxide, if used like I'm using it here, mixing it and diluting, will have no issues on 99% of wool area rugs. Always get a rag, put a little bit on there, and blot an area to test it. If you see any color transfer, use a white rag. Do not use the peroxide. The Green Dragon, you can see, no soap. Look at that, on my fingers, nothing. It's just beautiful. It'll dry down to a brittle crystal. And this stuff's safe on everything. Furniture, wool. I've used it on wool silk blends, cotton. Green Dragon is very safe. The Odoban, same thing. It's a wool safe product. I mentioned that earlier. If you don't have the ability to order online, you can see there that big blotch. Let's take a look and see how we did. Looking fabulous. You can kind of see the crisscross where I moved the machine forward and backwards. It kind of changed the pattern of the carpet, but all of that area is clean now. And as it continues to dry over the next hour, the peroxide that I put into the solution is going to continue to brighten. By the way, I sprayed it completely. I used the whole gallon, and I let it dwell for 15 minutes. So I forgot to mention that. You do want to do that. Oh, when I wrap my cord and you see it wrapped around the top, be careful that the cord doesn't pop this to the on position. When I first started wrapping it around the top, I didn't realize that. I plugged it in, I moved the plug to the furthest point. The machine started spinning in a circle and smashed into the wall. So don't do what I did. Another training tip, you could see side B. I could use that side if needed. There's the contrast for a visual. Let's take a look at the soil. Oh yeah. So where does the dirt go? It gets transferred into the pad. No, you are not just swirling the dirt around, trust me. Any remaining soils, you can see it came out beautiful. If there's anything there, it will dry down to a brittle crystal. No need to vacuum, but on the next vacuum and consecutive vacuum, it just draws out more of whatever the crystals have attached to, hair, stuff that was deeper in the region of the carpet that may rise, what they call wick back. It'll trap all that. So you won't have any reappearing spots. It just looks clean. It's, you know, I always say it's right on the side of my van. Dries faster and zero residue and stays clean longer. So take a look at that. Spot is gone. And this is, I believe this is the first room we did, I'm sorry. That buckle will begin to go down. So I hope this helps. Again, I'm not a mentor, I'm not a coach. I don't have a book or seminars or anything. I'm not open to you know, a whole bunch of texts or emails or training. I'm simply going to read the comments. I may not answer. I love all the comments, but I'll try to answer in a future video. So bear with me. Do realize I'm not ignoring you. I love you. I love to see the comments. I'm very busy with my own company. Got to make that money. So there you go. It's all ready to roll out to the next unit, which happens to be right next door to this one. It works out good. Make that money, bang out 7 units. You could do this. I'll probably do this in about 3 hours max. And so you could do it on a weekend, make that money. Hope this helps somebody, and check me out in my next episode.